These are the video notes for writing equations and inequalities. Let's start by reading the question. Jerry has $4,000 in his bank account, and Victoria has $5,000 in her bank account. Jerry deposits $800 every year, and Victoria deposits $400 per year. Neither of the accounts earn interest. Write an equation that can be used to find x, which is the number of years it will take Jerry to have the same amount in his account as Victoria. Whenever you have to write an equation, you always want to think equal sign, and we want the two things to be the same. So in this case, we want Jerry, for his amount, to be equal to Victoria's amount. So I write this out in words first, so now I know how I want to set up my equation and what I need to look for. So for Jerry, let's go back to the text. We know Jerry has $4,000 in his account, so underneath Jerry I'll write 4,000. Then we also know about Jerry that he deposits, so he adds money into his account, $800 every year. So 4,000 plus $800 every year, and year is represented by x, so 800 times the number of years, or 800 times x. That's how much money Jerry's going to have. That's going to be equal to Victoria's amount. Let's go back to the text to see what we know about Victoria. Victoria starts with $5,000 in her account, so we have $5,000. And then she deposits, so she's going to add in $400 every year. So $5,000 plus the $400 every year. X is the number of years, so 400 times x. And this is the equation for Jerry and Victoria to be the same. Let's look at the next question. It's asking us to write an inequality this time that can be used to find x, which will be the number of years it will take for Jerry to have more than Victoria. When you are asked to make an inequality, then instead of an equal sign, we're going to use an inequality symbol. Let's review what those are. You can have a less than symbol, or you can also have a greater than symbol. And for this problem, it's asking for Jerry to have more than Victoria. So in words, we want Jerry to have more than, which is greater than, Victoria's amount. Then I know from part A that Jerry has 4,000 and he adds 800 every year. So underneath Jerry, I'll put 4,000 again, plus 800x. And all of that is going to be greater than or more than Victoria's amount, which is represented by 5,000 plus 400x, 400 every year. Let's look at the last question. Write an inequality that can be used to find x, which is the number of years Jerry will have less than Victoria. So in this case, I want him to have less. So in words, we can say Jerry is going to have less than Victoria. So Jerry's amount represented by $4,000 that he starts with plus the $800 that he adds every year. All of that is less than Victoria's amount, which is represented by $5,000 she starts with plus the $400 that she adds every year. And here's my final inequality for that.